The pain all the fight, all the hate, all the lies done me. Now somebody want me love. Push me another time, never sing another rhyme. Cut me now, you could have not seen a blood. Ready up again, pain and heartbreak. Shot me in it for my love. All of me life experiences, things when me got through for real, build me up as a top. Somebody want me love. Push me another time, never sing another rhyme. Cut me now, you could have not seen a blood. Ready up again, pain and heartbreak. Shot me in it for my love. All of me life experiences, things when me got through for real, build me up as a top.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WeFM 99.9 is on now.
Alrighty, so the time right now, SVG, it is 8:45, and we are just going to quickly touch on another topic of conversation. All right, those of you in the social media world, especially most on Instagram, you will come across certain celebrities or certain individuals who have preached about body positivity. All right, so body positivity is where whatever size that you are an advocate for that particular body size, right? So you could be teeny tiny or really big, fluffy divas. I don't know if fluffy people get upset being called fluffy, but I don't know, right? Again, this is one of those times when you always have to be so careful with the choice of words because you don't know who's going to be offended, but right? So slimmers to fluffy. Let me just leave it at that. So we would come across several individuals, let's say on social media, who are always talking about body positivity, right? They talk about being confident in their own body. They advocate that persons should love themselves just as they are. They should not want to change.
I was just singing just the way you are. Sorry.
They should not look to change or should not allow social media or other persons to influence them, right? Or to cause them to change. But I came across a particular individual recently who gave me cause for pause. All right.
I like that.
So her name is Clara. I can't remember her surname, but Clara somebody, right? And I came across her on Instagram initially. Now, she is a teeny tiny person, right? She was very flat-chested, very thin. And what attracted me to her post was the fact that she said that there are women out there who are this particular size. And because you are this particular size, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being in the size that you are. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, no, I'm not really one of those persons constantly on Instagram. So it took me a while, right? But lo and behold, maybe like some months after, I realized that she got a boob job. All right, she got breast implants. And I'm there like, what is happening here? You know, where did this person who claimed to be so confident and everything, you talked about loving the skin that you're in. You have a platform of persons who may be of similar body type, you know, or even if they're not of a similar body type, who are advocates of persons loving the skin that they're in. You were able, because of what it is that you were preaching about or what it is that you were advocating, you suddenly went and did something that blindsided many persons. And I too was like, what? But then I had to step back and say, you know what? It's her body. If, let's say, she has chosen, but she did choose to go and get her breast done, right? If she has chosen to get her breast done, then why should I look at it with question marks? Now, I wasn't necessarily upset, but I looked at it with question marks because I thought of all the other individuals who out there who might be the same body type as her, who are not able to afford this breast job, right? And the thing of it is that when you are these influencers, they're able to make money from it, right? And because of the platform that she has, chances are, as the same followers who allowed her to be able to amass the amount of money that she probably needed to go and get this breast job done, right? On the flip side of the body size now, we have people like Lizzo. Lizzo is on the fluffy side, right? And Lizzo started taking the drug Ozempic. And as a result of that, she lost weight, right? So persons too blasted Lizzo because she was one who said that I am a big girl. I have no problems being a big girl. And, love me or don't love me, it is my body, my body, my choice in this context of not wanting to get any work done. But she did, right? Then I see Serena Williams is another one. And Serena is currently being put on blast by many persons as well because she too started taking Ozempic. And there are persons who are like, but you haven't seen Serena recently?
I guess not.
Yeah. She's now slimmer. She's not thin, but she is now slimmer, right? And many persons are like, but girl, you had the body that many of us want to have because, she was thick, real big bottom and that kind of thing. But Serena, you had to look for new images, type in new images. No, she looks smaller. And again, I have to question, is it that for us as a public that we are too critical? Let me see, I'm watching your facial expression. Is it that we're too critical of persons who, if they choose to change their bodies and they could afford to, is it wrong for us to do so? Not only has she lost weight, but she looks fairer than before. But that's another thing as well too. But yeah,
it's the weight loss and it goes into this lose some color. All right, let me get serious here. I don't have a problem with them changing their bodies afterwards, and I don't. Well, it's up to people if they want to. I think it's up to people if they want to put them on blast or not. Because if you built a platform based on this particular thing and person supported you in this thing or probably donated money and things like that, then I suppose they could have a say or say something about whatever it is you're doing. But at the end of the day, like you say, it is their body, and I do agree if it is your body, then you should have the right to do what it is you want to do to your body once, in your mind you think it is okay to do. I didn't have a problem with Lizzo losing her weight, even though I know Lizzo was championing the cause of, body positivity, accepting people as big as they are, and or as small as they are and things like that. I was surprised when I saw her losing the weight, and like you said about Clara who went and did the implants afterwards, because when you have these people putting the messages out there, you probably would get taken by surprise when you see them take a change. You'll be like, oh, we're not on this no more. What happened to this message? But at the end of the day, they have the right to do whatever it is they want to do with their body, and they could probably change. They could probably still I don't know, but probably still promote the same message, though they will be criticized, or they could take a turn and do something different.
But could this give the same messaging and not be called hypocrites?
Well, I think they will definitely get awards and people will definitely call them that, but they could probably figure it out.
You see, I think my concern is, and this is one of the reasons why I stayed off. I took forever to join Instagram, right? Because I found out when I went on Instagram, all the ladies looked the same. The body type was the same.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was highly annoying, right? Even when I see people advertising, let's say, clothing for sale, the images that they use are women who have the same body type. And the reality is that I might buy a dress or something that looks nice on this body type, but my body is not the same as that, right? And this is why I have an issue with advertisers who, I noticed I came across a site recently where they show the same outfit in different body types, right?
Lovely.
So that persons would have an indication of, if I am going to buy it, then how it's possibly going to look on me, right? Mm-hmm. But when it is that I see advertisements of persons looking the same, I personally get annoyed, right? Because I don't want and this is why you have these issues with young girls in particular, thinking that they have to look a certain way in order, well, I can't even say to be attractive for themselves, because we know that there are some women out there who do certain things to be attractive to the opposite sex, when really and truly it should start with you. I think if you are going to do a change to your body, that the change is because you want to make that change for you, and not a counter trying to look better for the opposite man, because the reality is,
don't matter what you look like, no matter. That's a song, the Princess and the Frog, I think.
You can go ahead and make those changes. A man is going to do what a man is going to do. Joshua, I'm not blasting all men. Let me just put that in there. But men are going to do what they want to do. All right. As I've said before, you can be covered in gold. If a man does not want your gold, he will go to silver. Okay. But aside from that, that's the thing. In that, I don't like the fact that we are trying to transform women into looking the same way, because what is attractive to one individual is not necessarily going to be attractive to someone else, right? I have no problems with somebody, let's say, losing weight on account of health reasons, right? But there are some bigger persons. I know somebody told me, I read somewhere that big bone is not a thing, but right? I don't know. Right? But I know that there are some persons who have always just been naturally big. And if you are just naturally big and you are healthy, then it's fine. It's just the same way you can be naturally small and you can also be healthy. But to change the way that you are just for the benefit of society, I do have an issue with it.
Yeah, because if you are going to be doing those things to please society, you are going to be unhappy, and at the end of the day, you are going to have to deal with yourself. Because if when you sit down at home and think about what you're doing and it wasn't really what you wanted, you're going to be displeased, and eventually it will affect you, because you have to spend more time with yourself than you spend with anybody else anyways. So at the end of the day, you will be affected. That's trouble.
And then there's another thing where I suppose in the American culture that beauty standards change with time. I think I want to believe that for us in the Caribbean, that
we follow some of them.
Talk louder,
because we be following them.
Yeah,
we look at them and influencers, so
yeah. But so there was a time when having the Kim Kardashian look was a thing, right? Persons wanting the big bottom, they're doing the injections or the BBLs, etc. But now the trend has changed back, right? In terms of wanting either natural looking bodies or smaller bodies, right? So trends and it's so weird to hear of a body type being a trend, but that is what has happened in the States. But I think I really am in two minds, and I haven't settled whether or not this should be put on blast, because I kind of feel this should be. I kind of feel that this should be, because
they betrayed the cause.
They betrayed the cause, and they betrayed the persons who gave them the platform that made them famous, right?
Yeah, and I could see that one.
And for wanting to be like everybody else, right? Because I think that is the beauty of the world, where we look different, right?
Exactly.
I remember I was standing on a line on Friday, and because the line was really long and moving really slowly, my mind does just go places. And I'm there looking at all these different body types, short, tall, slim, fat, different.
People watching.
Yeah, I was people watching, and I also, but this is what makes us beautiful as individuals. The fact that we all look different. All right. So, all right, let's take this call very quickly. Joshua, you have like 2 minutes. Morning.
Good morning. I could do it in less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
That is, if you would permit me to revisit the issue of people doing acts of bravery or heroic. Am I permitted to do that?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Yes. Now, I'm not in favor of every time somebody does something, the powers that be come up and acknowledge them and give them a gift. What I would like to see, maybe on National Heroes Day, because you already have too many holidays in St. Vincent.
Too many? Blasphemy,
yes,
but go ahead.
Which is a strain on the business world. Because when you take off, you got to get paid, no money coming in, and your boss still got to pay you. What I would like to see is a National Heroes Day that acknowledge bravery, acts of bravery, and acts of heroism. I could share three from way back when with you, starting with myself. I remember one time I was always afraid of a cocoa bay. You know what a cocoa bay is?
Mm-hmm.
A big lizard. I mean, the thing big like a guana. I saw one that jumped on me, and I was on a nutmeg tree, and I shouted, "Mr. Frank," which was my neighbor, and I fell. I hit every branch going down. Mr. Frank, wherever he was, he heard me, and he ran. And when I was on the last branch, the branch broke, and Mr. Frank caught me, or I would have been dead. There was another guy from the village of Richmond Park, Desmond Williams. He used to be a fellow teacher. His brother was trapped in a breadfruit tree, which was hit a high tension wire. This guy put on 4 water boots, went up on the breadfruit tree and rescued his brother. Then there was a lady from Sandy Bay during the Federal Queen disaster. She single-handedly rescued about 3 persons. All these are heroes, acts of bravery. So what I would like to see is a day set aside to acknowledge these people, because every single day, believe it or not, someone performs an act of bravery, and it's something we should do from the heart without expecting a reward for it. So I'm not in support of Roleza rescue Dianna from falling off a chair. Give her an award for that. Let us make it one general thing, acknowledge, because they're heroes around every single day. Have a great day.
All
and Shucks, what's my name again? Alexis' mother.
You remember Alexis, but you can't remember the name?
Huh?
Eh?
Yeah, I can't remember your mother's name. I hit your plate because Mrs. Richardson is giving me the eye.
Should get close
And
too.
I got to go.
Bye, Joshua.
No. Forget the word clout. We do not advocate violence in this house.
All right, Joshua. Tap. Oi. All right. All right. So yes, that's just a general discussion there. Okay. All right. So with that, we are heading on out, and let me just say good morning to Wendell there. Yeah, you see, Wendell, y'all. You know what? Let me not start. Good morning, Wendell, and have a great one today. All right, 10 minutes, which it is 9:01.